Hey guys, I'm back with another one of my collectibles. Today I have a statue from XM Studios. This is the 1/4 scale Hulkbuster. This is actually the largest statue that XM Studios has produced to date. This is a massive piece. We're talking, these boxes are the largest boxes that I've ever actually received from XM Studios, and I thought Ghost Rider was a huge box. These actually are larger than Ghost Rider's box. This cost me over $900 just to ship to the US from Singapore. Ton of, and that was just for the shipping. I'm not talking about the price of the statue, I'm talking about the shipping. Crazy money. And I know prices are going up, each year for shipping. So just wanted to point out that I did have a little bit of damage to the boxes themselves. This one box actually took a pretty crazy hit here. Man, I wonder how these boxes actually, if they're thrown around or what, you just never know. You'd actually want to put like a little mini GoPro on them and see what the journey is like. But with XM Studios bulletproof packaging, they have really thick cardboard. They have those outer protectors. There was absolutely no damage to the statue itself, no damage to the even styrofoam. The styrofoam was perfect. Just took a little bit of hit on that corner there. So XM Studio does great packaging. Still have not had any damage from actually receiving one of these pieces. So just going ahead and starting to open up the box. There's multiple layers to each of the boxes. So you have, you'll have a layer of styrofoam with a whole bunch of parts, and then you'll have another layer with a bunch of parts, another layer. So it's definitely multi-tiered, and I'm going to go ahead and start assembling this bad boy. So here I'm just showing off just this. I bought this tool chest. It's actually a mobile workstation. It's 48 inches wide by 24 inches deep. It has a really nice wood top, and it allows me to kind of move this around. I haven't really decided where I'm going to put Hulkbuster, but I know I want mobility. I may even put it in the middle of the room. I'll probably build a plexiglass case around the top. And so this is really nice, has a lot of drawers. I can keep the extra parts in the drawers. It even has a power supply for, connecting lights and stuff. So really cool. So here is the base. Just unbox the base. We're talking, so the width of this little tabletop here is 48 inches. So that base is probably about 38 inches wide. And here I'm just showing the actual art print. XM Studios includes art prints with all of their comic-based statues, which is cool because Sideshow actually charges for art prints. Here is the really nice instruction booklet. XM Studios, once again, just top quality, full color, beautiful layouts to the actual booklet itself. And one thing I like about XM Studios is they have the layout of their pieces on where they are in the styrofoam. You'd think that was really a simple thing, but man, if you ever want to put a statue back into the styrofoam, you really want to know where those pieces actually fit, because it's really tough to kind of put it back without it. So XM Studios has really been a leader in that front. So, all right, well, we're getting ready here to start assembling. One thing to note is I did have the base the wrong way. So you can see here I did turn the base around. That little piece of pipe sticking out is a little piece that it actually just sticks in there. But yeah, this is actually the front of the base here. All right, well, here we go. So here is the main body. I want to be honest with you, this takes time to actually get this on here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to basically put the left, where his knee is there, the left foot, you're going to want to put that in first. And then once you get that left foot, that left rear foot in, there's a little peg that's in the knee itself. And you're basically going to want to put that peg in the hole, and at the same time you actually got to make note of the right foot. So you have to do a lot of stuff, and let me tell you, this thing is not light. This body itself is probably, I would say the body itself is probably about 30 pounds. I don't know. It's kind of awkward when you're working with it. You got to be real careful not to, you don't want to scratch the paint. So you just got to really take your time. And honestly, if you have more than one person, it would probably be better to, to have a friend kind of help you out, just to kind of get a position to make sure you don't mess anything up. But it does take some time to actually get in the base correctly. So it took me probably I was just doing it by myself. It took me roughly, I would say, a good 35, 40 minutes of me, kind of working with it. Another thing that I did here is I put a little piece of microfiber underneath the knee itself, just to kind of protect it a little bit and give it a little bit of cushion. So that might be something you want to do as well. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to start getting the pieces on. So I just put the left thigh piece on, and now I'm going to go ahead and basically put on the right thigh piece. And these are all magnetized, so they're real easy to put on. So the torso is going to definitely take you a lot of time. You are basically, it's an awkward piece because it's relatively heavy. It's probably, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to say it's heavy. It's just awkward. It's like 15 pounds, which is not a lot of weight. But when you're kind of hovering, over, really high gloss paint, and you don't want to chip the paint anywhere, you have to kind of keep your eye on multiple positions to kind of see how this thing is going to fit together. There is a little bit of an alignment pin over on the right hand side. You kind of got to stick your finger in that area as you guide it in. It will eventually lock together, but it is very difficult, and I don't really even know how to explain the process of getting it together. XM Studios does have a little bit of a video that they put on their page, and I did watch that video, but even with that video, it is hard until you actually do it. I just want to make a note here as far as this is the way it's going to look when it's all done. So you can see when I did seat the pieces together, there really is not much of a gap. You are going to have a slight gap, but that's what it should look like. I've seen other people that have a very large gap, and technically that's not what XM Studios says you should have. So I finally got mine in the position where it just had a small little gap between the two pieces. So I just kind of wanted to show that. But yeah, I mean, it is going to take you some time, and I would, like I said, if you have a friend that can help you kind of maybe just hold the piece just to take the weight off of it as you do the alignment, that would probably be the best bet. This is definitely going to take some time, and it is the most difficult piece to put together on this entire statue. All right, moving along, you can see I just installed the arm. This arm is not designed to actually, I don't want to say lock into place, because it does have a placement. You do have to lift the body up by the knee, and then once you lift it up by the knee, you basically put the arm in place. Now, once again, I use a little bit of microfiber cloth to put down where his fist is, and that way the paint doesn't scratch, and it kind of gives a little bit of cushion. XM Studios did put little rubber grommets in the holes on the base, but in my opinion, I don't think there was really enough cushion there. So adding the little microfiber cloth really did help stabilize the arm for me. Either way, the arm is designed to not, it is going to kind of rock a little bit. It's designed that way. XM Studios came out and actually stated that that's how it should be. There's no way that it would actually, it should not it should not move out of place, meaning like if you wiggle the statue, the arm should not fall off. If it wants to fall off, you've done something wrong. But as far as movement, yes, the arm is always going to move. It is not going to be a solid lock-in kind of a joint. So the right arm is real easy. It's magnetic. It locks into place really, really nicely. So you can just basically pop it in, and that's about it. So moving on to the next piece, we're going to start putting some of the armor. So you can see the left armor shield goes on. So that has been installed on the left-hand side there. And then we're going to work on basically installing the other armor piece on the right-hand arm. And like I said, these pieces are all magnetic. They go on real easy. You get that nice, satisfying lock-in feel. And and that's a pretty heavy arm, and it's some really, really strong magnets that they're using. And now you can see on the left-hand side, you're going to put the left-hand shoulder plate on. And then coming up here, we're going to put on the right shoulder armor. You can start to see this is really coming together. It's really going to be a fabulous piece when it's all done here. All right, I just changed the position a little bit just so you can kind of see the inside. But I also installed an upper thruster there on the left-hand side. So I don't know if you've seen that, but on the right next to the left shoulder, there's a little thruster. And then I just installed the right thruster. These are all magnetic parts. These do have LEDs in them, and they do have a little switch with batteries in them. So if you want to turn them on, you actually just have to pop them out and flip the LED switch. Okay, and now I just installed the a little right-hand piece of armor right next to those thrusters. And you're welcome to rewind the video if you need to. And now I'm going to install the left-hand little piece next to the thruster. It's just little armor. These are little armor bits that are basically completing the look. Okay, and now I'm going to install this is the first display option you have. The display option is this whole entire chest assembly. So this is all one piece. It has the Hulkbuster helmet and the chest with the arc reactor. This is all one single piece, so you basically just magnetically place that whole chest armor right over the chest cavity, and it just locks into place. So this is one display that you can use. And then this also comes with an Ironman, a full quarter scale Ironman statue. And so the idea here is you can use this as your as one of the displays, and then have Ironman outside of the armor kind of standing right next to him. So next thing I'm going to do is going to take off basically going to take off that whole chest area and expose the chest again. And I'm going to start working on the display option number 2, which is the option that I'm going to use, which is going to be basically retrofitting this to install Ironman. So what I've just done is I have installed on the upper top area there, you can see that I just installed the battle damaged Hulkbuster helmet. And so this is all starting to come together here. So that basically makes it look like the cavity has opened, the Hulkbuster head has slid back. So it basically looks like the chest has opened itself, and Iron Man is going to be ready to eject from the Hulkbuster armor. Okay, so now you're going to install this little armature here on the right hand side. It's just a little piece of armature that is going to get installed on the right hand side. This is basically going to hold up that Hulkbuster helmet, and then you're going to install the armature on the left hand side as well. These are small pieces, so like I said, if you have to rewind in the video, you're welcome to kind of go back and forth. And now I've just installed the left-hand side platform. It is basically where it's the lower left-hand side of the chest there, kind of opening up. And the next piece here is going to be the right-hand side of his chest opening up. Okay, and now I'm going to install the arc reactor. So this is the battle damage arc reactor. Unfortunately, the arc reactor does not light up. I was thinking of maybe retrofitting it with a little LED, but for the production piece, they did not make that light up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the 1/4 scale Ironman body into the Hulkbuster cavity. I just want to say this Ironman is painted up with this candy apple brilliant red. Be very careful. Take your time when you're putting this piece in. You don't want to scratch it. So, you know, what I did, once again, I used some microfiber towels. I lined the inside of Hulkbuster's chest with some microfiber towels and then carefully placed the Ironman body in there. And that way I don't have any, you know, I'm not going to scratch the body, because if I want to do the other display option, Ironman armor, the Ironman is going to be fully exposed. All right, so once the body is in, we're going to go ahead and start attaching the left arm. And now we can install the right hand arm. And there you go. I mean, that is basically, that is the full assembly there, step by step. Like I said, the only thing that is not fun is installing the torso, the upper torso. That was the only piece that I did not like. I did not like that installation at all. I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit scared to do that installation, because you know, the piece is going to try to touch multiple areas of the body at the same time, and you know, there is a chance for scratching some of the paint. All right, well, here we go. Here's the completed statue. So now I'm going to start kind of taking a walk through. The paint, like I said, is just a nice candy apple paint. It's brilliant. It is really, really awesome. This Ironman here is a true 1/4 scale. So the Ironman itself is about an 18-inch Ironman. And you can see how he's designed to kind of, you know, step on those the chest plates there when the chest opens up, and he just kind of rests his foot on that area. So I mean, that's a really cool design there. You can see the battle damage arc reactor, which, like I said, does not light up, and you're still able to see all of the inner workings of the you know, of the actual armor. Everything's painted. Everything is painted. It's just so cool. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at some of the actual armor plates. The detail on the weathering. I mean, this whole thing is weathered, battle damaged. It's really, really a work of art. I kind of do feel that I would like to have some clean pieces. They did not design any clean pieces, but man, these battle damage pieces just look so realistic, like he just came out of a crazy battle. And as you can see, those thrusters, and now you can kind of get a better idea of you can see how the Hulkbuster armor has opened up, and the helmet has slid back, and you can see all those armature pieces. You can see how the lights are kind of flickering in the helmet. It's all designed to kind of strobe and flicker. Just really, really awesome. And you can, once again, you can see the weathering, you can see the pulsating lights. Yeah, I mean, this thing is just totally detailed all over the place. I mean, it's just really, really awesome. They've got some dirt effects on the lower parts of him, you know, kind of like he's just right out of battle. Yeah, they're just doing just some amazing work here. You know, this is where XM Studios just, you know, they do a phenomenal job. I've just been happy with all of their offerings. I mean, look at the detail. This is all, you know, these are all multi-dimension battle damage. You know, it's really, really awesome. And this is really hard to capture on video. I mean, even the base is really like the steel beams. They all look realistic, you know, and that's just a base, you know. That's really neat. They did a great job. You can see all the armatures and the back. The back is really cool, and you can kind of see how that upper torso is kind of slid a little bit, like he's obviously in motion, and that definitely made it hard to install. But look at this thing. I mean, look at the back of this guy. It's freaking phenomenal. You can see the helmet slid back. All the little rivets, the little bolts, everything is just painted just to the nine. Yeah, and then there's also, you know, LEDs coming out for the thrusters. They decided to make those kind of like a yellowish LED, so that's kind of cool because, you know, I'm sure that would be, you know, kind of like a fiery thruster. There's no LEDs in the actual fists, but that's okay. And there's no LEDs on the foot here, but they did design it so it does look like there is a light, but there is actually no light there. And just kind of turn off the lights here so you can kind of see the glow. The glow, it's a really nice, rich, fiery glow. So I think they did a good job on whatever LEDs they're using in there. So you can kind of see now why I made a decision to have this on a mobile, you know, a mobile platform. Like I said, I'm going to build a plexiglass case around it on the top of the platform. That way it'll be all kind of encased in plexiglass. But I think this is the kind of piece that you want to have like in the middle of your room, like in the middle of your statue room, or wherever you have your collection. This is something, or maybe you just want to, you know, move it around and have it in different areas of your room. But this is one of those pieces that once you put it together, you know, you're not going to be able to move it. Like even if you had two people, you just don't want to take the chance of anything kind of breaking. So the only way to move this piece would be to totally disassemble it. So kind of think about that. Think about where you're going to put it, you know, kind of before you go through and start assembling. Yeah, this is just an amazing piece, and the size of this thing is really amazing. Like I said, this is a quarter scale. Well, just to kind of show a little scale, I've got Transformers Masterpiece MP10. It's basically an 11-inch tall Optimus Prime, and you can see how massive this Hulkbuster statue is just looking at that figure there. Total height is around 36 inches, I believe, 36 inches tall. It's just a massive statue. It's really awesome. If you want to get one of these, I don't know if they're totally sold out. I'm sure you can find a middleman in Singapore to sell you one. There's only 999 of these being made. And you're going to pay a hefty price for shipping. Like I said, shipping's going to cost you around $900 to ship to the United States. And the statue itself is probably going to cost you about $2,100. So you're looking at a $3,000 purchase here. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, just swing back and check more of my collectibles. Take care, guys.